I want to welcome you to the 5th Annual Manufacturing Conference and Expo. There are many things that make South Carolina successful and strong, and our manufacturing prowess is at the top of the list. For example, we make fighter planes at Lockheed Martin in Greenville and massive passenger airliners at Boeing in Charleston. And what else do we make? We make ball bearings, ATVs, washing machines, and tires in between. Our port of Charleston will soon be the deepest on the Atlantic coast, and we are now the only port that has 2 inland ports, one in Greer and one in Dillon. And with our manufacturers, research universities, and technical colleges all working together, they are unleashing imagination, innovation, knowledge, and brain power, which spells great prosperity for all of our people for the future. So let me thank our manufacturers for all that they do for our state, for our people. On behalf of 5 million proud, happy South Carolinians, I say congratulations and thank you, because we know that if you want to go places, the best place to be is South Carolina.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rick Jenkins, and I'm the director of the South Carolina Manufacturing Conference and Expo, the most significant manufacturing event of the year. Welcome to SCBiz TV, and welcome to our 5th annual conference. Usually this conference rotates between Greenville and North Charleston. This year, for the first time, we are, for obvious reasons, of course, coming to you virtually. Several months ago, when we realized that this conference would need to be a virtual event, I got to be honest, I was disappointed. After all, more than 3,000 people and 285 exhibitors from 15 different states attended last year's conference. And it's galvanizing to be at a jam-packed event that typically sets up on 3 football fields of space, but this year it just was not meant to be. However, after we had some time to wrap our brains around this virtual idea, we began to see the light. And the more we talked about it, we realized that a virtual event would allow us to do things we can never do at a live event. And then we got excited. Let me give you a few examples. Over the next 2 days, you'll have the opportunity to hear more than 30 experts talk about what they know best, a total of 14 hours of content. We couldn't bring that many speakers together at a single live event. Our virtual exposition will remain open for 30 days, not 2 like usual. And the training courses we usually offer at the live event will now be in video format, allowing them to be archived for future viewing on our new website, scbizupskill.com. This year's conference is dedicated to Industry 4.0 technologies, smart factories, and building the workforce of the future. You'll hear from manufacturing facilities how they are using all types of new technology, including collaborative robots, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, predictive maintenance, automated guiding vehicles, 3D printing, smartware, the Internet of Things, and a bunch of other cool stuff. All these technologies come to form what we now call a smart factory. So welcome to the revolution, the Industry 4.0 revolution. We're going to take a 60-second break and then we'll get started. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the South Carolina Manufacturing Conference and Expo here on SCBiz TV. I'm now joined by Chuck Spangler. Chuck is the CEO of the South Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership, or SCMEP. They're a private nonprofit group serving manufacturers throughout the state. SCMEP is an affiliate of the National Institute of Standards and Technology and they operate under the U.S. and state departments of commerce. Chuck, welcome, man. I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you, Rick. I appreciate you having me.
You know what, SCMEP, you guys have been with us since the very beginning. 5 years we've been doing this conference together.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, Rick. We've really enjoyed it.
It has been fantastic, and I'm not sure what I would have done without you guys. You know, you all help us so much in the conference. You help us put on the awards show. You help provide training for manufacturing employees. You help get speakers. You do all kinds of stuff, yes. And I just wanted to say thank you.
No, thank you. It's been outstanding for SCMEP. We just appreciate the relationship that we have, and it's been a huge benefit to SCMEP. So we have gotten, when you look at it, the ROI, this manufacturing conference is the largest in the state, and to be partnering with SME Biz and GSA has been one of the greatest things that SMEP's done. It's been the best thing building our brand and our company and get us well known over the state. So really, I need to thank you. So I appreciate it.
Well, Chuck, thanks so much. Those are kind words. So SCMEP is one of our 4 conference partners, and we couldn't make this work without their assistance. As a matter of fact, these partners helped us organize the bulk of the content you'll watch over the next 2 days. The other 3 partners are the South Carolina Council on Competitiveness, along with its aerospace cluster, the South Carolina Research Authority, or SCRA, and the South Carolina Technical College System. I'd like to recognize the Council on Competitiveness next. This is the 2nd consecutive year they've been a conference partner. The Council's 2020 Aerospace Economic Impact Study will be shared for the first time a little later today, and you'll see the Logistics Impact Study tomorrow. CEO Susie Shannon, she couldn't be with us today, but she is going to join us from Columbia. Susie, your turn. Take it away.
On behalf of the team at South Carolina Council on Competitiveness, welcome and thank you, Rick and Chuck, for asking us to join in and for showcasing our state's continuously prosperous manufacturing sector. What a great 2 days this will be. Right here in South Carolina, we make fighter jets, commercial aircraft, boats, cars, tires. Heck, we even roast coffee. We succeed in getting the stuff that we make out the door faster, better, and farther. So looking today at the highlights of our SC Aerospace, Logistics, and Tech clusters, as well as the SC Fraunhofer USA Alliance Initiative, to SCRA working on the sharp edge of innovation, to SCMEP's business and training solutions, to our nationally revered technical college system, to South Carolina's companies' proven success. We look forward to joining in the showcase of the best of Team South Carolina.
Thank you, Susie, and thanks to the South Carolina Council on Competitiveness. Next up is SCRA, the South Carolina Research Authority. The conference's theme today is Industrial 4.0 Technology Driving Smart Factories. Our friends at SCRA helped us organize much of the content and speakers you'll hear from today. I'd like to give a personal shout out to SCRA Industry Manager Catherine Hayes, who was instrumental in helping us bring a lot of talented speakers together on one virtual stage. Thank you, Catherine. Bob Quinn is the Executive Director of SCRA, and he is joining us from our studio over in Charleston. It's your turn, Bob.
Thank you, Rick. We at the South Carolina Research Authority look forward to this event each year. Realizing that advanced manufacturing is an important sector of our state's economy and one of SCRA's technology verticals, we appreciate the relationships we have with manufacturers and are always looking for even more collaborations. Particularly, our SC Industry Solutions team engages industry to understand their technical needs, scouts the entrepreneurial and academic communities for technology solutions, and helps facilitate projects with manufacturers. We are also supporting our corporate partners by providing matching grants to lower the development risk and cost of pilot projects. In addition to serving as a conference sponsor, we welcome the opportunity to be involved in planning some of the sessions and inviting speakers from manufacturers who have expertise in these areas. I assure you it's an agenda filled with exciting topics, thought-provoking conversations, and opportunities to make new connections. Our mission is fueling South Carolina's innovation economy, and working with the manufacturing community is key to us continuing our mission. We look forward to interacting with you during the course of this two-day conference and in working with you in the future.
Thank you, Bob, and thanks to SCRA. Next up is the South Carolina Technical College System. The manufacturing industry is being transformed by new technology these days, and with new technology comes a need for a new type of employee. A different skill set is needed. Who provides that training? Well, that's where our next partner comes in. Joining us now is the president of the South Carolina Technical College System, Dr. Tim Hardy. Dr. Hardy, take it away.
Thanks, Rick. We appreciate each of you joining us today for this virtual conference. As a matter of fact, our 16 technical colleges had to move to a virtual format as they delivered classes since last March in an online delivery system as we serve our 100,000 students across the state of South Carolina. Our South Carolina Technical College System, as well as Apprenticeship Carolina and our Ready SC programs, we have to be flexible. In addition to being flexible, we have a tried and true system of what we can do as we navigate serving the citizens of the state of South Carolina. I also recognize, in terms of us shifting to a different format, each of you in your business and industries have had to do the same thing. We also recognize that manufacturing is the backbone of the state of South Carolina and will continue to do so. We appreciate your willingness to work with us, and we thank you for being with us today and hope you enjoy the conference. Back to you, Rick.
Thank you, Dr. Hardy, and thank you one more time to all of our conference partners. Let's get on to the conference's first keynote presentation. Kevin Graham is the Director of Plant Engineering at Volvo Cars. Kevin will be talking to us about embracing Industry 4.0 technologies. The presenting sponsor of this event is Roebuck Buildings. Ryan Mavis is the Vice President of Project Development. He's going to say a few words, and then we will immediately hear from Kevin Graham. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Ryan Mavis, Vice President of Project Development for Roebuck Buildings Company. From the very beginning, when our company was started in 1947, our goal has always been to deliver quality construction and an exceptional client experience, to build better. Through our commitment to quality, regardless of project size or scope, we have grown to meet the challenges and changes in the industry and our world by adding technology and services to better serve our clients. By preparing to meet potential challenges, we have been able to provide better outcomes on our projects and for our clients. One thing none of us could have really planned for is the COVID-19 crisis. I dare to say that none of us have been untouched in multiple ways by this global pandemic. Add to that the multiple other factors that have gone into making 2020 a year unlike any other, and it's easy to be discouraged. Despite these challenges, our goals and priorities remain the same: to build better. While that certainly means to build better buildings, it also means to build better through improved processes and updated technologies to build better experiences for our clients. So much of that is done through building a better team, employees who are well trained and well versed in safety and industry best practices. It also means building better communities, safer, healthier, stronger communities. In addition to following CDC recommendations for safe workplaces and job sites, our company, like yours, has met the challenge of implementing new technologies, new procedures, and redefining best practices for our industry, all while navigating potential policy changes that will affect our business, our employees, and our clients. In short, it's been a year of change, and yet some things won't change. Build better. It's what we do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Graham. I am the Director of Plant Engineering of Volvo Cars' new manufacturing facility in the Low Country, responsible for new model launch, site facilities and security, and our new smart manufacturing and innovation team. I would first like to express my appreciation for the opportunity to speak with you this morning. I've been in manufacturing for 25 years, and I can affirm there are amazing things happening in the 21st century, and I'm fortunate to have the chance to experience just how advanced manufacturing processes have become. If I may, I would like to give everyone a brief history and future glimpse into Volvo Cars in Charleston. 5 years ago, Volvo broke ground on a state-of-the-art facility in Ridgeville, South Carolina. The buildings and processes were designed using the latest technologies available. Since 2018, we've been building the new S60 sedan for the North American market. In 2019, we began exporting our cars globally. Starting up a new plant has been a challenge. Between a new plant, new product, and new processes, as well as a global pandemic that has wreaked havoc on sales and supply chains, we have been faced with many trials, as many of you have. As we have worked through these towards stability, we continue to have additional challenges put before us. We are now preparing for the introduction of the new XC90, which will be introduced in 2022 as both a full battery electric vehicle as well as a plug-in hybrid. Not only will we be introducing this new flagship SUV, but also expanding the facilities, constructing a new battery assembly line, and finally hiring hundreds of new team members. We definitely have busy and exciting days in front of us as we continue to rewrite our history in the Low Country. In the next 2 to 3 years, a new vehicle, expanded facilities, new battery assembly process, full battery electric platform, and hundreds of new team members producing 150,000 new Volvos per year. And we have assembled the perfect team to accomplish this. When the Volvo facility was built, it was done so with many advances in technology and information management. For example, our paint shop utilizes a dry paint filtration system that is more efficient and environmentally friendly than a traditional wet scrubber system. We also utilize a road dip system in our vehicle pre-treat and electrocoating process that reduces cost by 16% and is more eco-friendly. Each of the shops are equipped with technical solutions that enable transparent understanding of the manufacturing process. Our SCADA system, which is the Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System, is a monitoring and control system of the plant's information network that is integrated into a graphical user interface. It provides real-time information about the condition and status of our production floor. It is a complex yet comprehensive system that monitors all facets of production. Not only does it report current line conditions, whether running or idle, but many other data points as well, such as information on inventory status. For example, sealant that is applied on various body panels is monitored for flow and the usage level of the barrels the sealant is held in. This allows for more accurate pre-planning of when a barrel will need to be changed out, which can minimize line downtime and prevent disposing of unused material. Although this is not entirely a new technology, it offers us the opportunity to manage in real time and recognize opportunities at a faster pace. While the many technologies the plant was built on enable us to have smoother operations, we began a new journey over the past year, one focused on the team member. Our intent was to find innovation that would allow us to achieve true breakthrough in our operations that support the heart of our company, those individuals building the cars. That journey has been quite interesting and fulfilling. In the last decade, I have seen significant transformation in how factories operate, and the last several years can be characterized by rapid change. Volvo has always prided itself on being a human-centric company, with its emphasis on user experience and safety, and we're now applying those same principles to our U.S. operations. Using this people-centric focus, we're learning that the opportunities and methods in which to innovate are endless. To better leverage our ability to tap into the factory of the future, we've created a new group within Volvo called the Smart Manufacturing and Innovation Team. Here we're focused on finding solutions to problems in an innovative and forward-thinking way. This new journey led us to working with several of the universities in South Carolina, as well as partnering with the Volvo R&D team in the Silicon Valley. We spent significant time studying both existing and emerging technologies to understand where we may find the best opportunities to address current challenges. Needless to say, we are finding many innovative opportunities to deploy various technologies. Additionally, on a corporate scale, Volvo is beginning to align globally to refine our corporate strategy towards innovation. As we begin to share knowledge with our global sister plants, I am confident our rate of acceleration toward Industry 4.0 will dramatically increase and provide greater scale. With that brief overview of Volvo, I would like to touch upon a few of the initiatives we are currently engaged in. These range from internal design and development of automated guided vehicles, the use of artificial intelligence in visual inspection and predictive analytics, augmented reality to aid in training and process execution, and additive manufacturing to drive down equipment replacement costs, lead time, and warehouse space. While our vision and activity extends beyond these I just mentioned, we're finding many opportunities that support our goal of being a truly innovative and advanced manufacturing facility. With regard to AGVs, or automated guided vehicles, while this is not a new technology, our intent is to design and develop these internally. Of course, there are countless companies engaged in the development and integration of AGVs for manufacturing and other sectors. We could simply contract with an external company to adapt an existing AGV into our plant. However, we find value in having our engineers go through the painstaking process of sourcing individual components directly, designing and building a functional AGV. The reason for this is that we believe we can find greater synergy in integrating precisely what a process requires, nothing more, nothing less, and at a much lower cost. Having the engineers design and develop the system is important so that they become smarter and more analytical when it comes to recognizing opportunities and designing solutions. This supports our lean way of thinking. We are currently fine-tuning a working model that will be adapted to a simple point A to point B process. We expect to learn the capabilities and limitations of the system so that we can further fine-tune AGVs for specific processes. Our main purpose is to redirect manpower away from processes that pose safety or ergonomic risks. In the case of our current AGV activity, its purpose is to eliminate the need of a team member having to push a heavy cart full of fixtures, a potential ergonomic concern, through a corridor that is shared by motorized equipment, a potential safety hazard. As a safety-first organization, we continually look for ways to improve the safety environment for our team members. We have also had great success in modeling artificial intelligence-enabled visual inspection. Utilizing simple iPhones, which greatly reduces cost compared to traditional, more complex vision inspection systems, we have been able to provide a new level of quality assurance in our processes. Collaborating with an international technology firm, we have multiple use cases that have been developed showing a significant success rate in detecting nonconformances in our process, with a 98% confidence level. While we strive for a right from equality approach, we recognize that humans are not always 100%. We're able to deploy at an extremely low cost, within an hour or two, a reliable AI vision model that is able to detect missed or partially completed processes, yet become smarter and more precise as it accumulates more data. This is then integrated into our Andon system and provides an alert or an SMS text message so that the issue can be corrected immediately. The benefit is twofold. First, it allows the team leader to directly engage the appropriate team member with any issues they have had that cause them to incorrectly complete their process. Being able to investigate the occurrence in real time provides invaluable data and feedback. Second, it allows the issue to be immediately remedied without proceeding through the process undetected. In the automotive world, this could mean the difference between a car proceeding straight and ready for shipping or several hours troubleshooting and repairing. For those in automotive, you know that identifying missed or soft set connections are oftentimes a difficult quality issue to identify in any process. They typically cause a failure after the production process that requires a technician to troubleshoot and repair. Imagine having a model that is 98% accurate in detecting a soft set condition that the human eye will not see, immediately after or during the process in which it occurred. We have been able to do this, and the benefit is tremendous. Building on our successes with external collaborators in artificial intelligence, we have also begun looking internally at the historical data we have generated over the past few years in Charleston. Machine learning presents significant opportunities to correlate the thousands of data points we record on a daily basis to predict potential process or product issues. By creating models using both operational data and targeted failure data, we are working to effectively predict the occurrence of a future incident. Further, the ability to easier explore these large data sets helps us to better understand our processes and extract value from otherwise untapped data. By aligning with similar data science efforts happening at Volvo globally, collaboration in this area is happening on an international scale with processes common to our different Volvo sites. We are only just starting with this initiative and are working to navigate the complexities of interpreting huge volumes of data. Like many of you know, the journey we're on with Industry 4.0 is not always one that happens quickly, but we believe these efforts will drive value for our business for years to come. Additionally, we have considered the use of artificial intelligence in our screening and hiring practices. Automotive work is difficult, yet rewarding. It takes the right person to be able to handle the rigors of building vehicles, so attracting the right talent is critical. We've explored various AI tools to help us work through the screening process and identify the right talent at the earliest stage. Many of you recognize how critical this process is from a cost and efficiency standpoint. While we have not moved forward with any specific tools to perform this function, we are considering how to properly utilize this capability and how it fits within our recruitment process. As we consider how to ramp up for a new model and higher volumes, we're also closely focused on how to properly train and develop our future workforce. As we bring in hundreds of new workers, we are in a continuous search for cutting-edge ways to identify the right talent and train them in the complexities of automotive assembly. One solution we're looking at is augmented reality. We see sustainable opportunities to use augmented reality to assist our team members in the steps required for their job completion. For example, we have high quality standards and put our vehicles through a comprehensive process validation at several intervals in the overall assembly process. In one such case, we ask a team member to check over 50 points on the chassis of the vehicle. Obviously, this represents a high number of check items. To think there cannot be mistakes, especially when a substitute team member performs this function, would be foolish. We are currently evaluating augmented reality solutions that would project the checkpoints, that is, their work instructions, onto a lens that would provide them a visual reference of the inspection requirements. Additional benefits would be that we can change the list of inspection items at a moment's notice. If special issues arise that we want to inspect, such as a new assembly team member is working a specific station and we believe there is a need for a double check by their work. By simply updating the work instruction, the operator does not have to rely on memory of change inspection points. This can also be quickly adapted in other processes, both online and offline. For example, the vast level of vehicle variants we build at Volvo lends to potential picking areas by logistics. AR is beneficial in providing a level of insurance to the operator that they are picking the correct part from several bins of options, again, allowing for more flexibility if the process changes and reducing the opportunity for error. It's important to note here that the technology is not the only focus. The interaction between the technology and the user is key. Our current challenge with AR and the examples just mentioned is that the wearable technology can be a distraction or a burden for the operator. Without solving this, the benefits are then lost. Finally, we're now looking deep and moving quickly toward a sustainable additive manufacturing program. Many know this as 3D printing. Over the past couple of years, we have utilized several 3D printers to design and create production aids. As production team members find continuous improvement opportunities, they would develop rough sketches of items that would be designed and printed by a small staff of technicians. These included items such as an aid to help in the connection process of dual lock connectors in difficult to reach locations, as well as a device that holds the radiator in position to avoid interference when marrying the vehicle body to the vehicle chassis. I'm also pleased to say that during the early days of COVID-19, we repurposed these printers and began printing frames for face shields, ultimately donating over 1,000 face shields to local hospitals and other medical facilities in need. The majority of this was done by our technicians on their own time. But as we continue to print plastic items for use as production aids, we quickly understood the benefits of looking at the bigger picture. We're now in the process of completing a business case to purchase 3D printers with carbon fiber capability. We have already trialed some machine components and have a tremendous opportunity in front of us to greatly reduce cost, inventory, and lead times. Our initial focus is on high consumption spare parts or parts with long lead times, particularly those coming from Europe. We believe we can print carbon fiber replacement equipment parts at a much lower cost and keep lower levels of inventory, which is tied up capital, since we can print a part in hours instead of keeping high inventory due to long lead times. More compelling is that as we prepare for the XC90, we can focus on reducing equipment investment costs by eliminating the need for suppliers to outfit grippers and fixtures on new equipment, instead printing these items ourselves at a much lower cost. This is also an area where we are collaborating with our global sister plants to streamline the process and find additional opportunities at a much faster pace. Summing up, I've talked a bit about our path forward with AGVs, how we've begun to integrate artificial intelligence into various processes, evaluating use cases for augmented reality, and how we expect tremendous value in additive manufacturing. While this certainly has us busy, there are still a tremendous number of opportunities to further implement cutting-edge technologies that will bring about a Factory 4.0 environment. It's important to realize that there is not an endgame. There will continue to be innovations that many companies may find value in as they are perfected. For example, I mentioned our interaction with some of the universities in South Carolina. I had the opportunity to visit them and to see additional technologies under development that has us excited for the future. They are busy working on things that will truly benefit our plant as well as others in manufacturing, and I would encourage anyone to reach out to the universities and colleges to check out what they're up to. It is amazing and extremely relevant to industry. I think of critical importance, however, is that any company that is looking at Factory 4.0 opportunities should make sure your starting point is in identifying a problem, then search for the right solution. With innovative technologies that are often cool or promise high returns, it may be tempting to adopt a technology and then search for a problem to apply it to. This can be costly and a misguided mistake. Finally, I believe it is very important to highlight the type of worker that is employed in a Factory 4.0 facility. Gone are the days of greasy mechanics and operators working in noisy industrial environments. The new level of technology has dictated that these same people have a more technical and data-driven skill set in their new clean factories that rely on complex IT-based systems and tooling. This certainly illustrates the challenges we and many others are experiencing in filling mechatronic positions with a deep understanding of programming and operators who have a more diverse skill set with greater technical capability. From a Factory 4.0 perspective, the reliance on more broad-based skills has never been higher. Because of this, I believe it has become more important than ever for industry to partner with academia to align educational curriculum with industry needs, not just at the university level, but working with primary and secondary education as well. This is truly the path forward to a sustainable workforce. Again, I would like to thank South Carolina Manufacturing Conference for the opportunity to speak about Volvo and our efforts to stay on the forefront of Industry 4.0. We've already identified many opportunities to improve an already state-of-the-art facility, and will continue to seek out technologies that may provide us greater efficiencies, but more importantly, a better environment for our team members. I also would like to welcome anyone who would like to discuss the Volvo journey in more detail to reach out to me. Best wishes to all of you. I trust the conference will provide content you will find beneficial, and above all, stay safe.
Welcome back, everyone, to the conference studio here on SC Biz TV. I hope you enjoyed that presentation by Kevin Graham. Kevin is the Director of Plant Engineering at Volvo Cars. Joining me now to continue this conversation on implementing and preparing for new technology is Antonio Vaz. He is the Director of Production Engineering and Digital Innovation with JTEKT North America Corporation. That's a mouthful. Welcome, Antonio.
Thank you for having me in this.
Oh, goodness. It is great to have you here. I appreciate it. You know, JTEKT North America, you all are a global leader in engineering and manufacturing automotive systems. As a matter of fact, I read that 1 out of every 4 vehicles on the road are equipped with the JTEKT steering system. That is quite the piece of trivia right there.
That is right. So the other part of the trivia is we were the first one actually to invent the electric power steering system in 1988. And we were also the first one to actually manufacture the ceramic bearings in 1984. So there were some few of the first. We are a global company. We have in total 82 manufacturing facilities in globe. About 55,000 people work. In general, we are the top 20 OE or tier 1 automotive suppliers for past, maybe last years. And specific to JTEKT North American region footprint, we have about 17 manufacturing facilities and about 6,000 people work in our factories. And we actually are about a $2.5 to $3 billion in just in North America.
Well, I got to be honest, JTEKT is bigger than I had even thought. I knew you all, of course, were a major player in the industry, but listening to those statistics make me realize that I did not realize just how big you are. Tell me, corporate headquarters?
The corporate headquarters in North America is in Greenville.
Okay.
And we have facilities in Canada, US, and in Mexico.
Right, okay. I thought it was here in Greenville, but I did want to confirm. So today what we're talking about is Industry 4.0 technology, Antonio, and you all are quite familiar with a lot of those technologies that are hitting right now. And that continue to kind of transform the way manufacturing facilities operate. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. Give me an idea of what JTEKT is doing right now on the facility floor that is cutting edge and that you probably weren't doing a few years back.
That's right. So just to kind of, step back a little bit, JTEKT is part of Toyota Group company. So we are one of the companies where Toyota has interest. They kind of, own 25% of us. So the basis of all our effort does kind of, rely on the Toyota production system. So some of the key things that we do focus is mainly reduction of waste, reduction of lead time is still the basic philosophy because, we feel as much as we can reduce lead time or as much we can reduce waste, we can increase our profit. That's the basis. So as we all know, the lean production systems and continuous improvement or Kaizen has become part of, folklore or, everybody's use now, right? I mean, everybody uses, not just in automotive, in medical, in aerospace. So the focus for us right now in Industry 4.0 implementation is how do we speed up? I think we have come to a point where we are not able to do that step change. So we feel that, with Industry 4.0 and technology, maybe we can get that step change in implementing that Kaizen or, continuous improvement. So we are trying to do that. So with that said, our main focus has been in eliminating a lot of the waste. So for example, we are doing a lot of implementation in the actual production line with robots to reduce people just moving around carrying parts. Mm-hmm. So that, we can use those people to actually use their mind and ingenuity to solve problems.
Right.
And same way, you'll see in many manufacturing factories, people in carts just transporting parts from one point to other.
And now that's automated?
Yeah, so we are trying to implement, AGVs. But again, some of these AGVs are old technology. So where the new technology that we are trying to do is we are trying to develop some, it doesn't need to follow a line. We have GPS system and cameras or LiDAR in the system so that it can be, made to come at any point, anywhere, so it is not constricted or restricted as to where it can go. So that's where the new technology is going. So we are using these AGVs so that they can be utilized anywhere and not constricted to certain areas.
Tell me this, and we're going to hear about this throughout this conference. There are so many pieces of I4 technology, from virtual reality and artificial intelligence and additive manufacturing,
That's
3D
right.
printing, predictive maintenance, predictive analytics, all of these types of things. Do you all have some type of committee, some type of group of folks that are constantly getting together talking about what are we implementing next, and we're doing this, how can we do it better? And then the second question to that, and I'll let you answer it all at once, is when you decide on a technology to use, who do you go to help you put that technology in place? Let's go with that one first.
Okay, so you have actually, hit the nail on the spot, I think. The biggest issue I think any of the manufacturing factories right now are having, because I've been talking with many people, is that the lack of that overall objective of how
Right.
this Industry 4.0 is going to actually solve business problems. Because what I am seeing many companies, including ourselves, is we as engineers and nerds are trying to implement technology. However, that technology is not sometimes what is required in the manufacturing floor, or it is not something that is immediately going to solve the business problem.
Right.
So the
So
problem is
you
adoption.
I hear you. You like the technology, you want to adopt it, but it might not be the smartest thing.
That is right.
You have to be careful not to say, let's do that because it's
That is
cool.
correct. That is correct. That is
Okay.
exactly what we are finding, because if you go to a manufacturing facility, the people are working hard, they're trying to send out good quality parts every day.
Right.
And if you're not going to address some of those issues early on, they're not going to care about what kind of technology you are trying to bring in.
That's right.
So that is the biggest problem. So you answer your question, do we have a committee or council? So this is where we have pivoted. So last few years, we have been trying to implement many technologies in our facilities, but the adoption rate has been pretty slow. Some areas we have been able to successful, some areas we have not. So what we are trying to do now is we are stepping back, and we in fact are going to engage with a research company, and we are going to kind of create this council within our facility, or at a corporate level. So we are going to pull manufacturing people, we are going to pull IT, and we are going to pull human resources, we are going to pull production administration. So we are going to pull these varied people, including the production engineering technology guys, and we are going to kind of form the team to identify how do we go about, because it's not about, like I said, it's not about technology, it's about people, it's about process, then technology.
Right.
If we don't address all these three, we are not going to make it successful.
That's right.
So that is the pivot at this point we are taking. So we have actually identified that team. So because of this COVID, we do have a lot of constraints in the amount of capital that we can spend cash. So we are going to use this time period to step back and then create that strategy before we go forward, and then identify, okay, these are the things. So we'll start to create the building blocks for 5-10 years, and then we'll start that.
Antonio, I believe that you guys are a Japanese company, of course.
That's right.
And I would imagine, well, let's put it this way. Are the folks in Japan looking at I4 technologies, and of course they are, every bit as much as you folks are, and are they incorporating some of these technologies at a faster rate? Are you all doing this together? Tell me how that works.
Good question. So yes, so JTEKT is a global company. So we are headquartered in Nagoya, Japan, and we do have a technology roadmap which currently is focused more on Japan. The key difference between Japan and US is that Japan is undergoing a tremendous change or reduction in the number of people they would have in next few decades. So there is much more effort in Japan that they are putting in terms of automating the actual manufacturing floor. So like robots and other things, they are focusing heavily on that. Unlike, I think, in US, where many of the manufacturers I talked about, there is a lot of focus on the technology that can help with analyzing data, predictive maintenance, all those things. I think, some of those things, they have pretty good skill sets, but they don't have enough people. So they are trying to, their approach is first, let us automate or eliminate a lot of the waste on the floor, and then kind of, let us build on the
Right.
Data and stuff like that.
Do they give you all leeway, give you a lot of rope to make the decisions you need to make in North America, or do you hear sometimes, hey, let's incorporate this piece of technology? How does that work?
It is a mixed bag. Sometimes it is dependent upon the leadership also.
Right.
So certain areas, they do understand that, the US or, North American region is much more ahead of even Japan. So, they kind of, try. So we have started this collaboration discussions or collaboration effort between Japan and US, where because they are still our parent, because still they own, as an overall company, they still need to figure out how we make profit. So there's a lot of, in terms of, what do we need to do, which direction needs to go. However, the way that we can do is that we do kind of, present them with kind of a 5-year roadmap.
Yeah.
And then we kind of break it down into a yearly annual plan. And then we kind of discuss early on and say, okay, this is what we are going to do. And then do they agree principally?
Sure.
Then we move forward. Then like COVID happens, then everything is thrown out.
And start over. And start
over. So
I hear
it
you.
is like, I think it's a very usual business in terms of when you have a global company how you manage. This is back and forth, back
That's
and
right.
forth. Back
A little
and
bit of
forth.
politics involved,
That is
I would
right.
assume.
That is right.
I tell you what, let's end with this. Can you look into your crystal ball and tell me, and I know you all are in these conversations now, but can you look into that crystal ball and tell us what piece of technology that JTEKT might incorporate in the not too distant future?
So what we are looking at this point of time, we do know more and more of our OEMs or the customers are looking for a lot of information on the product itself. They want to know if something happens immediately, when it happened, how it happened. So we have started to actually implement a lot of data collection and traceability systems in our facilities. And we do collect a lot of information using that. So our next step in the technology cycle or business transformation cycle is that how can we use this data to get more insights? How can we use this to reduce the time that we use to solve problems? That's the key aspect that we are
Predictive
focusing on.
analytics.
That is right. So part of that is that we are in fact working with a company right now, Delta Bravo, which is based out of I think South Carolina or Rock Hill, and we are actually doing a smaller project. So I think the immediate impact is going to be on some of the predictive analytics on maintenance and other things, but I think this is going to grow. And this is probably going to impact the supply chain, risk predictions, and also quality predictions or warranty predictions. So this is going to kind of overlay the overall ability to predict some issues and then solve them quickly. Like I said, lead time reduction is one of the key tenets of Toyota production system. So we are trying to use the same concept of how do we reduce the lead time to reduce the time that it takes the engineers or anybody to find a problem. So these technologies, I think, is definitely going to help us.
Right. Antonio, that's good stuff. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
All right, folks, that completes the first session of the South Carolina Manufacturing Conference and Expo right here on SCBiz TV. Session 2 is up next, and it's called Upskilling the Workforce. It starts in just a few minutes. To move to the next session, simply click on the link below to enter the next scheduled part of our agenda. If you wish to join us a little later in the show, just click on the session you wish to view. All sessions are going to be archived right here on SCBiz TV, so you can watch at your leisure. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Bringing business to your community is a global competition, and that process is economic development. It begins with relationships and visibility, a community telling its success stories and showing how new businesses can get in on the action. That's what the Upstate South Carolina Alliance does. The Upstate has grown tremendously with new automotive, aerospace, engineered materials, food processing, and life science companies. And there's opportunity for more. By investing in the Upstate SC Alliance, your company can be part of the region's business growth strategy.
At the Upstate Alliance, we wake up every day thinking about the region's future, ensuring there are opportunities to come. We work as a team with 10 counties, many cities, the South Carolina Department of Commerce, and nearly 200 private sector business investors from many industries. We market the Upstate to companies considering new locations. We provide research-driven business insights, and we create opportunities for your business to network, grow connections, and build your business.
The Upstate South Carolina Alliance has nearly 200 private sector investors from many industries. As investors, we help shape the stories that we tell about the region. We are the first to know when new businesses are coming to the area. We have access to unique programming about the economy, business trends, and what's happening across the state. Investors build relationships across the 10-county region, learning more about the Upstate's ecosystem, how we can work together, and the opportunities for our businesses to grow. And the public-private collaboration that happens as a result is the spirit that feeds success and attracts new opportunities. The outcome is a diversified business landscape with career opportunities and an enhanced quality of life.
We can't do it without you. Join Team Upstate and let's grow together.